Come on everybody and do the conga. That's an old song from Gloria Estefan. That gives you an indication of how old I am. I mention that because this is a Nissan Gloria Gran Turismo Super SV made by the company TLV Tomica Limited Vintage. And this is their Neo line, so one of their more modern cars, I guess. It's weird packaging, but it's my understanding this is now a 1988 car. Why wouldn't they just write 1988? Strange. Maybe that's the engine, V20. My research. Oh, before I get into the box, I ordered this online. I've not opened this. I don't know what the paint's gonna look like. There's a COVID lockdown. My stores are all closed. So I saw this a while ago on Whale Season Uno 64's channel, and he did a review of this back then, and I liked it, so I bought it. All right, let's see what happens. Hopefully the paint is in good shape. It's a brand new model, released recently, I think, like this year, 2021. This is the 8th generation Nissan Gloria. It's body code of Y31, and in particular this is the hardtop version where there's no B-pillar. There is a sedan version which has a B-pillar. Okay, let's take a look at these photos here as I continue rambling on. Get a little closer on this shot here. So engine choices for these would have been 2-liter to 3-liter V6s, although there was an inline-6 diesel variation. But in particular, the Gran Turismo SV had short bumpers and a body kit and had a 2-liter engine. That's Wikipedia stuff, so who don't know if that's right at all. I don't have time to research all this information. So always take my statistics with a grain of salt. Well, you had some time to actually compare photos. Let's get into this and hope that the paint is in good shape. It's a metallic olive, I suppose. Olive/brown color. I like it. I don't think I've ever seen a model. Well, none of my models in my collection have this color on it, so it's pretty cool. It's different. You'll notice the clear coat is pretty good. On the roof, it's very smooth. Look at the pick. How the edges of the pick are pretty smooth. It gets worse the further you go down. That's the case with almost all diecast cars. So that's on par with everyone else. Alright, so a lot of details here on the side. Let's start with the wheels. They look like the photographs. What is this though? Oh, it's on purpose. You can see it on both. So, oh, I think that's supposed to maybe say Nissan or some sort of text. I don't think TLV is capable of printing small text because they very often don't. So, I don't know what that's supposed to say on the real car. But we do have a nice little Gloria symbol, maybe? Some sort of... is that a bird? I'm not sure. The door handles here, they have some protruding... yeah, they stick out, and then they're painted silver. This trim here, I think, might be painted silver and maybe black below it. Yes, I looked off camera with my own eyes, and it is two colors there. This is silver as well, right here. That's not the light reflecting, that's silver. And then there's black down here. So interesting. And then, none back here though, strange. Black on the casting, I think? Or no, it's on the window molding, but the casting has the silver trim around it. Nice to see some mirrors already installed, and unfortunately no silver paint in there. Tires look good. Some curvature to the sidewall. Being a car, it has suspension. And the sidewall blocks, they're not so bad. They don't look like truck tires to me, so I'm okay with that. Might as well go to the bottom. So we got some text. This is a little confusing for some people. It's weird that TLV would, well, maybe TLV should just print the car info on, because I don't really know if this is a Cedric or a Gloria if I didn't have the box, if I bought it used. Okay, 2018, so a relatively new casting. I do like this funky, exhaust. It's weird. A lot of sound canceling going on in there. Alright. Nice modern tires. Yeah, those look like modern all-season tires to me. Alright, let's go to the front. Not a fan of the plain white license plate, but at least it's not sticking out a lot, it looks pretty thin, like a real license plate. Would have been nice to have plastic inserts in these lights, but TLV won't do it, so at least they're painted nicely. And then the headlights are very nice, nice plastic. There's some molding behind showing 2 light buckets, and then the orange is behind on this as well for the turn signal. Seems to be some silver paint running around those plastic lights in there. The silver is nicely done. It's a pretty thin line. Okay. The grill, it's nice to have some black paint in there, which sounds obvious, but I have some TLVs where they don't put any paint into the grill, so you can really see the details with the black paint. And then you got a nice emblem there as well. Okay, so I don't know what these things are. They're little chrome things that protrude up. I have a suspicion they're to help people know where the corner of the car is. I just don't know if they're like illuminated or they're just chrome pieces. Alright, those must be, for the wiper fluid. But they're just a graphic. It's really weird because almost all other diecasts have a bump there because it is a bump on the real thing. Right? So it's kind of lazy, I think, to just have a flat graphic. And then there's no windshield wipers visible on any of those photos, so this time around I guess this is okay to not have anything printed or molded for the wiper blades. Alright. Nice tail lights, very thick, good separation of the color, the backups, these orange here, and then the big thing there. But why would you have a little orange there, I wonder? Unfortunately, they don't match the actual photo I pulled up, so that photo must be from a different year. But maybe on this year, this whole red thing probably flashes as a turn signal. There's some paint, I think, on this plastic, color matching to the body, right? So that's good. Unfortunately, they didn't get the paint all the way underneath, so it's kind of weird to see the red shit shining through there. It's too bad. Alright, the badging looks pretty good. Nissan Gloria. On the right side, it's a pretty small font. Let's see how good it is. Gran Turismo SV, so nothing wrong there. Yeah, it's just a rectangle. Oh, well no, this is not. It's on a bump though. So there's a bump, and then they printed a rectangle around it. So it would have been nice to have that on the wiper fluid ejectors. Hey, these are nice exhaust tips. They're pretty small, and yet they have depth to them. So that's actually quite good for, yeah. I actually expect worse from this brand these days. But no, that's good. That's what everyone else does. Alright, so it's some silver trim here. And then, yes, this license plate does have a ridge, so it's very realistic in its thickness. It's just not realistic that it's just plain white, I think it'd be nice to just print Gloria or Nissan or something on there. This trim looks very nice. Silver paint. There's black on the plastic as well. Or maybe the silver is on both. Yeah, I think it's on both. Both paints are on the plastic. Alright, so this is looking like a nice interior. We got a tan color. Not sure what your screen's going to show, but... And then without a flashlight, we can even see what's happening. That's why I like lighter colored interiors. Oh. Okay, so... Yeah, molded details. Shifter doesn't look too bad. Cushions. The doors have the armrest and some sort of door lock over there. So now I'm noticing, the rear windows are tinted. Basic details back there. Let's see about the steering wheel over here. Pretty good steering wheel. Looks like there would be a Nissan printed there if they wanted to. Unfortunately, they don't print anything in the instrument clusters. It's just flat plastic. Alright. Well, I'm just happy it's a tan interior instead of black. Alright, it's nice to see the interior without a flashlight. So give me a second here as I set up the display rotator, and we'll compare it to a couple other models. Alright. So I have a second generation Gloria from TLV, and here we are. I like this one. It's got a lot of details in the funky actual shape of the vehicle. But the interior on that blue Gloria is much better. It's tan, it's black, and blue. There's 3 colors that I can see immediately off the bat. This is a third generation coming up from TLV as well. Alrighty. And then I'm going to throw out the release that came out around the same time. It's the Nissan Cedric GT Ultima. So I think these cars are sharing the same chassis and probably a lot of the same bodywork. Let's see about but obviously the front end is quite different. And let's see about the back. Yeah, the taillights are different as well. But I think like the greenhouse looks similar to me. It might be the same greenhouse. Alright, so it is now for a comparison. Comparison time. So I have this Abunai Deca by Aoshima, and I did a review on this one quite a ways back. And it was good. It just had a plain black interior though, which I didn't care for. So I pretty much destroyed the realism Aoshima was going for, and I painted it tan. This is like a police car from a TV show, so that license plate matches whatever car was in the TV show. So that's what I like about this one. Alright, so let's see here. Oh, luckily they fit in this tray. Let's see about the sides here. Yeah, they both have the silver protruding door handles. They both have mirrors. But the Aoshima just has casted in mirrors, so they're not nearly as detailed as these separate pieces that TLV did. TLV has a lot more printing on the side, all the badging and the trim work, whereas the Aoshima is just plain black. You know, it doesn't have any graphics on the bottom half, but they were going for the police look. Okay, so that's pretty nice. Both of them are still pretty good in my opinion. So from afar, I mean, I think a model with a license plate just looks more real to me. That's why I don't like stark white plates. But feature-wise, the lights are pretty much equal. They both have printed on lights on the bottom half, and then plastic lights on the top half, and then both have black in their grills. Let's zoom in a little bit. Yeah. Okay, yeah. I guess they're both good in their own way. See, this one has little bumps. Most diecasts have bumps for those fluid ejectors, so I feel it's weird that TLV just prints them on. Alright, the back end. So yeah, the taillights are from a different year. You know, this one has horizontal orange blinkers and even a bar going across the top, whereas this one is just all red and a tiny bit of orange there, which I frankly don't understand. Alright, and then a lot more badging here on the TLV. Look at the exhaust difference. You know, Aoshima just has these plain ones, which to their credit, they're thin exhausts, so I can understand. But the way TLV did it is they molded it as one piece of plastic so they can get the 2 little depressions in there and still let it be strong, whereas this has an air gap. So TLV made the much wiser decision, design-wise, to go with that. It looks nicer, and yet it's still strong. We can't really compare the interiors too much, so, but I will notice that seat backs are quite higher. You know, the seat rests here for the back seats, where they're almost not there on the Aoshima. If I had to, yeah, looking at the photographs, the TLV is more realistic. Okay. The bottom doesn't matter, obviously, but since this car has such a funky exhaust, both of them actually got it right, you know, well, the general idea of it, you know, how it's got the secondary pipe coming up around the bend. Both have decent tires. This Aoshima never writes what the car is, which is a big shortcoming from them, so I have these stickers now. What I like about Aoshima, though, is they're screwed together, so I could paint the interior. Or if there was a problem, I could take it apart and try to fix it. If a TLV, you want to customize it, well, you're going to have to do some drilling. So that's what I don't like about TLV as well. But in this case, I gotta say, the wheels do look nice. They're very nice wheels. The Aoshima, they're just not as nice. They're just... I don't think there are enough of these rectangular depressions, whereas I think TLV get a few more of them in there. And you can obviously see they're tighter with the ridges. These ridges are much bigger. Okay, but I'm pretty sure this Aoshima was like less than $10 when it was brand new. This was, you know, over 20. It was $20 at least. So it should be better, and it is. But this is still pretty good for the original price. So if you're interested in getting, you know, a Gloria like this, I think either one of them is fully acceptable. I'm gonna keep them in my collection for sure. All right. Well, let's just do a quick top view here. Size difference. It does seem like the Aoshima is wider. It's a bit wider. You move the camera a couple different angles so you can pause it when you think it's over it. I also think the Aoshima might be a tiny bit longer. Okay. If I had to guess, though, I didn't trust TLV to be more accurate in its scale. Alright, so thank you, Whale Season Uno. Check out his channel, he's in my subscriptions. He buys a lot of TLVs, he loves that brand. And you know, they're definitely good models. So, in my case, I'm very happy that the paint actually is nice. It's the way a model should look coming out of a brand new box. So, I lucked out. I'm also noticing there's a tiny little antenna stub right there. So that's pretty nice. It's actually painted silver. Okay, so it's a good day for TLV. Not much ragging going on today. And so hopefully I'll get some more TLV soon. See ya.